wanted to take a few minutes today to interview one of my first team members, Shawn Mileham, a little bit about where he was at in his life before I called him and how things have changed since he's come on board. Hi, Shawn. Thanks for coming in today and talking a little bit with some of the people that are either new to the team or thinking about coming on the team. In thinking back a few years, tell me a little bit about that first day that I gave you a call on the phone.
Well, I had gone through some really hard times. I was sick about 10 years ago. I was coming out of a sickness, an illness, and I was trying to get a softer landing back into the business. When I got your call, that was a game changer, absolute game changer for me. You brought me in, you set me down, you showed me the new business model that you were creating with the multifamily investment properties. I opened up an office in Stockton. It's a complete different life. Your tools, your mentorship, your training, your guidance has all brought me back to where I used to be. And that's something that is special and shows results.
Hey, it's funny because I know that the first time that I talked with you on the phone, and you had some reluctance because you were saying, well, I don't really know how to talk the talk and walk the walk. So what did I tell you, and how did that end up playing out?
No, I didn't know how to walk the walk or talk the talk as good as you did. And you know what? It was extremely easy to adapt to it with the systems that you put in play, and then you put them in front of me. And within a couple of months, I was talking like I had been in that business model for at least 10 years.
I remember a particular conversation where you said, I was rattling off what things were worth in a certain part of town and what the average rents would be. And you were thinking to me, oh, I'm never going to be able to do that. And how have things changed with regard to that now?
Well, the software that you've brought in, that you've implemented to do our rental analysis now, using those easily adaptable tools that you provided me with, now I know what units go for as far as rent for bedrooms and baths and areas now. There's no way that I could have adapted and learned all that as quickly as I did without the tools and the software that you put together to help me.
Another interesting thing in one of my other videos, when I talk to people about what the role of a good mentor or team leader is, tell me about how the automated Facebook fan page and the automatic emails to going out to your database and the content I'm created have affected your business.
Oh, game changing. I don't have to take the time and try to learn something that I'm really not savvy to. You're the man behind the desk, and then you're somewhat like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. You do it all for me. It's all done in a timely fashion. The protocols are set. You and your staff do it. You make it to where my time is well spent in the field doing inspections or in my office underwriting and negotiating contracts and properties. Just a game changer. Just so transparent with everything that you have taught yourself that you're given to us or me. It really can't put a value on it. The way you have set these systems up, you set us up to win every single time. There's really not a margin of error because you don't need one. You've got us backed up on that. Now that to know that I can spend my time in the field and talking to my clients when all the back of the house stuff is being done for me by you and your staff, the confidence that builds and breathes inside of me comes across over to my clients, and that equals happier clients, more deals, more money.
I've talked to a few people that when I've talked about how I get paid, and how I get paid obviously is that I have an agreement as the mentor and providing all these systems, and I'm taking 10% of the commissions of any of those multifamily deals. And I guess some people might think mistakenly, or maybe in their mind, it's expensive. What would you say to somebody who says it's expensive?
Oh, clearly, best 10% off the top that I've ever given in 23 years of having a license and selling out there. Without any question, 10% for you and your staff to back me up to where my perception to my clients makes it look like I'm a titan. I'd pay 25% for it, really, to be honest with you. So,
Well, you know, one of the things that I have always said is that I always want it to be perceived to be a good value. And if I get to the point where I honestly think people are thinking it's expensive, then I'm not really keeping in terms with the philosophies of the team, that we're looking for long-term win-win relationships. Now, with regard to how the content and the websites and stuff are designed, sometimes they're getting content with me under the real estate investment expert, and sometimes they're getting it under you. And so, how is that presented to your clients in terms of how the team works?
well, my clients know that it's not just me. I'm the Stockton, San Joaquin and Stanislaus Valley guy, boots down there. But we're all a big sum of one part, and that's your organization for the multifamily property model. And when you bring it out, you give us the opportunity to basically go from being what I call a ham and egger, just kind of sleepwalking your way through your career, kind of staying on the average, to right away to be able to be spiked up to the top 2% and be a top producer speaks for itself, Ron.
So really, what I tell people, and I know you tell people that all the time, because sometimes we do Zoom calls, and of course, when you're running into some problems, sometimes that we've done joint calls, and the important thing is that you're my partner, and so we don't really present the team as, although maybe I'm the bigger than life third party person that's on a lot of information, and there's value in that, because sometimes I'm telling them the harsh realities of rules that they need to follow, and then it's not you. How often do you get feedback from somebody in your database about the materials that I'm sending out and creating for you automatically?
Daily, weekly, a constant drum beat that I do here is our clients are amazed at the content that we provide, and in the timely fashion that we provide it in. It's what separates us from the ham and egger out there. People that do business with us, they know who we are. But better yet, when we're out there on our own as part of your organization, I know for one thing is I've got the psychological life vest, because I know I'm not on that island alone. I know that if I come up across something that I can't bridge too far, there isn't a bridge too far with you, Ron. I've never come across that. There for the mitigation of circumstance, and it's just a world of difference. And the clients are clearly can see that, because the clients talk to more than one realtor, one broker, and the constant theme that I'm getting is, "Boy, I'm sure glad I called you, Shawn," or "Whoa, man, what did I do without you?" And it's not me. It's the whole organization, but every ship needs a captain, and you are the captain. And I'm a happy sailor, and my clients are happy guests on the ship.
So I know sometimes maybe a couple of the people that will be watching this interview might be doubters. And if there was somebody that was contemplating joining this team, what would your advice to them be?
Well, my advice to them would be, okay, where are you at now? What is that brokerage doing to get you more deals? What's that brokerage doing about helping you mitigate problems or circumstance? What's that brokerage doing to provide custom templated marketing concepts for you? What company is giving you the split that you give, that EXP gives, but yet the back end is endless? So when if somebody's contemplating, should I stay at Keller Williams or should I stay at Century 21 or these big franchises, you're going to have to ask yourself, what are these brokerages giving me for my split? And I'm sorry, but you're comparing apples and oranges, because I have worked for those other franchises. I know what those contract structures are. And you're not going to find a better deal than with EXP. You can go out and look all you want, because it's built to last, because it brings us in as shareholders and part of the business. And when you have that kind of autonomy and the mentoring of you just went from the ham and egger to the guy that's eating the steak and eggs right up here.
Now, you know that you brought out an important point because EXP is a great system, and I would never have went there without the systems and tools they're providing. How important is your sponsor in that success of you in the EXP system?
It's everything. Everything. If you got a sponsor that's just going to give you directions and a link and then tells you, okay, go ahead and take care of it with them, and that's it, why come to EXP at all then? Because then you're going to be back out there without a life vest because you're going to have a problem or circumstance you can't mitigate. You're not going to have anybody teaching you how to market. You're not going to have any of that. So if somebody came up to me before I signed up with EXP and had you as my sponsor, Ron, if somebody came up to me and said, hey, sign up with EXP and showed me what they offer, and I did, and then I didn't see or hear from them again, I would have lost out on every bit of what the concept really is. But when it comes down to Ron Benning being my mentor or sponsor, that's a game changer, okay? Just an absolute game changer.
So if there's anybody that has watching this that was still having any doubts, how do you feel about if maybe some of them called you occasionally to ask a few questions about your experience?
Anytime. Be glad to.
Well, great, Shawn. I know you had a lot going on your plate today, and we actually were doing some additional training and mentoring sessions here in the office, and I on the spot asked you if you wouldn't mind doing a quick interview for helping those people that are maybe on the fence a little bit about what your experience has been. So don't be too surprised if you get a call once in a while. I appreciate you taking the time to share a little bit of your experiences with people today.